All right. Welcome, everybody, to 10-9-8 76ers playoff talk. Thankfully, finally coming back to you to talk about a big win. The Sixers get back into the series with a 125-114 victory over the New York Knickerbockers. And what was awesome about this game was that Joel Embiid, after the debacle at the end of game two, just really kind of called everything out himself and said, we're the better team. We're going to win this series. And I think the Knicks didn't take too kindly to that. But he came out tonight and he put the team on his back. I mean, big time. He put up a 50-burger. 50 points for the M-Beast. 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 13 of 19 from the field, and 5 of 7 from 3. And really the game got pushed, I'd say, out of reach in the third quarter and in the fourth quarter when Embiid went on his barrage of threes. And they weren't all right on the line either. Some of them were with a guy in his face. Some of them were a couple steps beyond the three-point line. So just superb shooting from Joel Embiid, put the team on his back, and we have a series. To tell you a little bit more about what happened. So you have Tyrese Maxey with a solid game, 25 points, 4 boards, 7 assists, hit three three-pointers. Kelly Oubre Jr., 15 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 of 8 from the field, 2 of 4 from three-point land. So really solid effort by him. And I've been kind of begging for Campaign to get a little bit more playing time. They let him play a little bit tonight. He had 11 points with 3 three-pointers, went 3 of 4 from three-point land. Also pitched in 3 assists as well. So, this was kind of the key. Maxey and Embiid had been putting up a combined 60-plus points in the first 2 games, but we lost. And the reason why the Sixers lost was because we just had no secondary scoring. So today, you had Oubre showed up with 15. You had Campaign showed up with 11. Tobias still not much. He had 8 points, but you got another 9 out of Lowry. So our bench overall scored 18 points. The bench of the Knicks scored 19 points. So right there. So, a much better job by the bench. Now the Knicks, this was finally the game that Jalen Brunson got it going. He had 39 points, so huge game for him. 2 rebounds, 13 assists, and he had 3 three-pointers. Josh Hart continues to shoot the lights out. 20 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 of 8 from 3, which is just insane. I can never say this guy's name right, like Adobe, whatever it is. The guy's a good player. He had 17 points tonight, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He actually had this little stretch where I think it was either late third or early fourth where he hit a couple back-to-back threes and kind of gave the Sixers a smidge of a scare, cut the lead down to 5. But most of the second half, it was, Sixers would have as high as a 15-point lead, then it would whittle down to like 9 to 11 to 9 to 10 to 12 to 15. And that one time it went down to 5, and that was Anunoby doing his thing. So let's take a little bit at the team stats. So obviously with a 11-point victory, you're going to see the Sixers doing well as far as the team stats are concerned. So they outshot in terms of field goal percentage. Sixers shot 54.7%. The Knicks shot 48.9% from three-point land. Knicks hit a lot of threes as well. So it was pretty close, but the Sixers percentage was really high, 48.4%. And the Knicks was super high too, 43.3%. Free throws, that's a big area where Embiid getting down low, and a little bit of they tried to foul the Sixers to try to get back into the game towards the end quite a bit. But 28 made free throws for the Sixers to 13 for the Knicks. If you only get to the line 13 times, that's usually not a good thing. And so that favored the Sixers. The Sixers shot 84.8% from the free throw line, and the Knicks only shot 68.4% from the charity stripe. Rebounds was pretty close. Sixers out rebounded 36-32. Key here was they really limited the second chance points opportunities that the Knicks had been getting so many of in the first two games. Now, I mean, they had some opportunities in this game as well, but it was pretty even as far as second chance points go. So good hustle from the team tonight. Sixers outstealed the Knicks by a score of 6-4. Also key, getting in people's faces, playing a little better defense. You're going to see that show up in a block stat. The Sixers had 8 blocks tonight to the Knicks only having 3. Two areas just, to kind of keep in mind. The Sixers really won this game on the perimeter. It was Embiid really kind of going off from 3. And 2-point shots that were pretty far out. So oddly enough, the Knicks outscored the Sixers 54-38 in the paint. I'll tell you what, that Hartenstein guy, he is just so annoying. I mean, he's got like the worst shot in the world that actually goes in all the time. I think he had like 14 points tonight, and it's like, he's just like within like 5 feet of the basket, and he just like throws it up like straight into the sky, and then it comes right down as like a swish. It's crazy. But I have to admit, I haven't really watched him play much. I've been kind of impressed by him as far as like a backup center type goes. I mean, he's actually their starting center, but obviously he's not a star center. And then another area, the Knicks outscored the Sixers 16-11 in fast break points. So that's another thing as well. Now, this just got into the Grand Schwalbini. I have sources out in LA that alerted me to a Woj bomb that Joel Embiid has been dealing with a slight case of Bell's palsy. Now, I mean, when I read this, I was just like, are you serious? Like, what else can happen to this guy? Good news, looked it up. Doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. It's just when, you have a sudden, the muscles maybe on one side of your face kind of lock up a little bit. And I think that's why he's been pointing at his eye. It's that side of his face. But apparently you just take, some steroid medications for it and it goes away. So I don't think it's anything to be concerned about. Hey, I mean, if Bell's palsy is going to give you 50 a night, we'll take it, right? Let's hope that stays. I don't know. No, in all seriousness, hopefully he gets well, but my gosh, this guy just battles every ailment in the world. And, he really showed toughness. I think he showed toughness all series, battling through his injuries. Tonight, he looked the best that he's looked thus far. So that gives me some optimism for the rest of the series. So, look, Sixers, if they can win the game, the next game, which is on Sunday, then you know what? It's a series. It's a 3-game deal. And, the Sixers can certainly steal one in New York. So Sixer season is still alive. Thank goodness. Also, a little side note for my Philly fans out there. The Philadelphia Eagles selected at number 22 tonight, Kenyon Mitchell, cornerback out of Toledo. He was the number 1 rated cornerback on the board. So I was very excited to see him drop to the Eagles at number 22 because of all those quarterbacks going. 6 quarterbacks went in the top 12, which is insane. And I think it was a record. Like there wasn't a defensive player taken until like the 14th pick or something. So good news for the Eagles there. I'm really happy that they went corner, a position they hadn't drafted in the first round since all the way back to Lito Shepherd in 2002, I believe. So good to see them helping out the defense. I know they really want somebody to play guard, but hey, you got 2 picks in the second round. You get a guy there, and then look for another one of your needs after that. So it's been a good night as a Philly fan. Sixers win, Eagles make a good first round pick, and the Phillies win. And Bryce Harper homers on his return from his paternity. The new dad comes back and hits a home run for his kid, I guess. So very exciting. Remember, you can catch us, the Sports Porch Philadelphia. We are on giving you analysis for all the 4 Philly sports teams every Monday night, 6 p.m. You can catch us live on Facebook Live, and then we drop the podcast right after the show. To get the podcast, go into where you get your podcasts and look up the Sports Porch Philadelphia and subscribe. And, we're just really happy to, have folks who tune in and watch our content. We like to give it to you raw and real. And, you've seen me when we lose, I'm miserable. I'm miserable, just like you. And I'm going to tell you, what went wrong and more importantly, what we need to do to fix it. And so here we are. Sixers are back in business. All right, folks, the Grand Schwalbini is out.